Everybody wants good, healthy food, and they want it to taste good, and they want to know where it kind of comes from, because most people think it comes from the grocery stores.
I'm Delia Colon, and this is The Zest. Citrus, seafood, Spanish flavor, and Southern charm. The Zest celebrates cuisine and community in the Sunshine State. Today, finding local food. Fast. Many of us would like to eat more farm-fresh foods, but we don't always have the time, the space, or the expertise to produce it ourselves. That is where FarmPixie comes in. FarmPixie is a free online marketplace that steers us to fresh, local products like meat, eggs, bread, bath items, and a whole lot more. Founder Kim Kenney owns a small farm in Dade City, and she visited our studio at WUSF Public Media. In this conversation, Kim shares what led her to start FarmPixie and how supporting local farmers benefits us all.
I am Kim Kenney. I'm the founder of FarmPixie.com. It is an online farmers marketplace that's free for everybody.
Free?
Free.
How does it work?
Basically, it's anybody that wants to grow or has produce in their backyard that may want to sell it for, maybe it's their side hustle. Maybe it's something along the lines of it's their passion and they didn't realize that they could actually make money for it. So in the state of Florida, you're allowed to actually grow your own produce and then sell it for cash.
Oh, I should be doing that.
I think a lot of people should. Or, here's the thing is that the economy is so different nowadays that people are looking at ways to find extra sources of income, or they're trying to barter. So you'll see people that will go, I have sourdough bread, but I need eggs. Do you want to split? I'll give you sourdough bread for eggs.
That was one thing I liked about the COVID pandemic. We did a lot of bartering with our neighbors, and I can even remember, I don't remember what I gave, but I got these huge carrots in return, and I was like, this is how it should be all the time.
Yeah.
So where did this idea come from?
Struggling to find locally grown food on my own. So I do have a farm. It's a small farm that I produce, food for my family and for close friends and things like that. But I started looking for things that I didn't grow. So I don't raise chickens. I don't have eggs. I don't raise chickens. But I was looking for some pastured poultry because one of my family members has a disease that required me to look at some things a little bit differently. And it was a very difficult find. Like, I couldn't find it. I'd go into social media and you wouldn't find it close by. And so I went, okay, there's got to be a better way, like the better mousetrap, right? So I just started getting frustrated. And you'd see people go, I'm looking for sourdough bread in this zip code. I'm looking for eggs in this zip code. I'm looking for somebody who does grass-fed beef in this zip code because I can't have corn because I have gout. Or I am looking for this. And I just kept seeing all these people looking for things. And I go, there's got to be a way to consolidate all of these farms and these small producers and provide something to the community. And it also helps the farms and helps the small local food producers, because if you put money into your community, it gets stronger. Now, if we're putting money into not only our food, because now people are more concerned about what's in our food, it's going to strengthen our health and our financial communities.
Okay, so I live in Riverview, in the Brandon area. I want to be a part of this, especially since you said it's free. So walk me through the process.
You go to FarmPixie.com. You can sign up as a vendor and a consumer. So you could be either one or both. And as a consumer, you're just going to go on there and you put in your zip code. And, if there's certain things like events at farms and festivals, so like if it's a taste testing for like mangoes, you can basically go to this mango farm and taste all the different mangoes. If you are looking for something that's a little bit further north and you want to do a fall festival with your family and you want to do the hayride and those types of things and the agritourism, so you get to actually see all those things. But you just go on there and you sign up and you can look through anything. There's about 50 different things to look through. And it basically, if you type in the directory, it'll give you, right now we have over 800 products on there.
Okay, so my friend Anna, she's got like 30 chickens. Mm-hmm. That's too many eggs for her family.
Right.
How could she unload some of that?
Okay, as long as she's following the rules of the state of Florida, all she has to do is go on there and say how much she wants to sell her eggs for.
And then would people come to her house?
However she wants to set it up. So I have made it so that you make the decision. So as a vendor, you get to make the decision whether or not you want to do it for financial gain, and make this a hobby, that that is going to be your side hustle, or you can do it for bartering. So if somebody wants to do something like that, and then you can decide, do you want to do it at someone's location? Do you want to drop off? Do you want to do delivery? Do you want to meet somebody somewhere? Do you want them to come to your home? And those are all decisions you have to make. It's very similar to Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like if you bought something on Facebook Marketplace, you might say, meet me in the Starbucks parking lot and we'll do the exchange.
Right. And if you want to go see the farm, that's something that a lot of these farmers and ranchers will let you do because they want you to know that the animals and the area that they're gardening is healthy.
That's great. And actually, a few years ago, I'm always looking for interesting things to do with my kids. And I came across an alpaca farm online. And I took my kids there thinking it was going to be this big public place. And it was somebody's house. Mm-hmm. And it was just a husband and wife. And I was like, oh, this is kind of cool, actually.
Was it in Dade City?
No, it was south of St. Petersburg.
Okay.
Like Palmetto area?
Yeah. There's some really cool stuff around. People that don't even know that there are things like this. Agritourism is very large in Florida, but people don't realize how large it is.
Yes, because you think of things like going to an orange grove in Claremont and picking citrus, but you don't think of your next door neighbor has like a whole farm in the backyard.
Yep.
That's kind of cool. Okay, so how'd you get into this? Let's go way back. I know you said you had a family member with a health issue, but like growing up, where did you live and what kind of foods did you eat?
Born and raised in Florida, Central Florida, actually Pinellas County. Grew up outside of Dunedin. Could remember smelling the Minute Maid plant, the oranges in Dunedin. I also remember there was a place called Firmenich in Safety Harbor, which they produced all the citrus oils, so you could smell the oils. I mean, I grew up outside. I grew up because I didn't have air conditioning in Florida. I grew up outside because it was cooler outside than it was inside. And I would garden. I learned from my neighbor who was a landscaper and how to garden when I was about 4 years old. And I started growing beans and had a bounty of beans that my mother would freeze. And I enjoyed it. And then finding, that we could connect with food in ways that as a community you can connect with food. Because you can put down your differences and you can connect over food. And everybody wants good, healthy food and they want it to taste good and they want to know where it kind of comes from. Because most people think it comes from the grocery stores. So.
What do you love about this? I mean, you said this is free to users, so obviously it's a passion project for you. So what about giving people access to local food brings you joy?
It brings me joy because here's the thing, is that we as people want healthy food. And there are people that enjoy growing it, raising it, making it. I am not a sourdough maker. I will never make sourdough. It requires another thing for me to keep alive. I am not going to keep a starter alive to bake bread. So I really appreciate that in people. And I think that people want that around a table. Everybody forgets their differences for food. So I just find that that's the joy in giving people opportunities. And I also like the exotic things that we don't normally get to try, like ice cream bananas. I don't know if they taste like vanilla ice cream.
I need to experience that.
Yeah, there's tons of different, like we have 60 different, in the state of Florida, different types of mangoes. Like there's an orange creamsicle mango. There's all these different types of mangoes.
Yeah.
So it's now trying something that's different.
And that's so much fun. I mean, even with my kids, when we go to any sort of farmer's market or a different grocery store, maybe like an Indian grocery store, something like that, and we get to try different produce, it's fun. It feels like a little field trip.
Yeah, and then jackfruit. I mean, that's something that you can grow here. Vanilla, there's a macadamia nut farm here.
Oh.
Right.
Where's that?
In Central Florida.
I did not know. Ensure quality control?
So that is the biggest dilemma. Consumers are going to have to be nosy and question. And if producers don't want to participate, we can take them down. I can't necessarily deal with quality control. What I can do is give them the right questions to ask the producers, and also make sure that they're following the state regulations or their local regulations. So right now we're only in Florida. As we grow, we're going to be nationwide because we want to provide this for people all over the United States. Because when I travel, I like to find local food as well. And it's very difficult unless you know like the different groups inside of social media like Facebook or something. And if you don't know where those groups are, you're never going to find them.
So what are the right questions to ask?
Like, let's just say, for instance, it's animals, if it's feed. So what kind of feed are you using? And that's the other thing, is it'll filter out what kind of feed that different people are using. So if someone does not want to have corn in their diet because of dietary restrictions, they can ask specifically for those types of things. Are they doing no antibiotics, no hormones? What other things are they providing? Are they giving them just grass? What kind of grass are they giving them? What kind of feed are they giving them? So when you start talking about fruits and vegetables, what kind of fertilizers are you using? Are you using any insecticides? Or is it non-GMO? Is it all of these different elements of that? And then asking them if they can just see where it's coming from. Because I think that's one of the misconceptions as my kids grew up. They didn't know hamburger was beef. And when I told my youngest that hamburger was beef, he became a vegetarian.
Of course.
And that was not fun. Trying to figure out what to feed him that was healthy for him, that wasn't coming out of a box, because that's what's provided in a grocery store. Unless you circulate around the edges, you're not going to get all the healthier things. In fact, sometimes the healthier things are actually in the frozen food section, like because it's flash frozen, the vegetables, versus the lettuce that's been sitting on the shelves for 4 days, because logistically it's been driving for 3 weeks to get here. I know for a fact that when I started gardening at my farm, I built some raised beds, and I started gardening, and I wanted to see what would work and what wouldn't work, and what kind of pests I would have to deal with. And I started with lettuce, and because our family eats tons of lettuce, I would pick bags of lettuce, and it would stay fresh in my refrigerator for 3 weeks, because it's not being transported across the United States.
Wow. And you mentioned all the health benefits, and then there's that intangible sort of stress reliever that is like getting dirt under your fingernails and the pride in
grounding.
Growing something. Yeah, and if we don't have time to do that, it's great because we have FarmPixie that can, steer us to our neighbors. Maybe we grow one thing, they grow one thing, and we all kind of have that interdependence, which is really cool.
Yeah, that's it. That's really what it is. It's really building the community around food and locally grown or locally made. Like, there's a woman that I love her soap. She has goat milk soap, and she ran out of it. And I said, listen, I want 10 bars. So I never run out again. But, there's things like that we're looking for. It's also the tallow, which is very popular now.
The beef tallow.
Yeah.
I keep seeing these billboards for like beef tallow French fries.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, because of Steak and Shake and Chick-fil-A, and they're fighting back and forth. Yes, yes, absolutely. But, all of these different things that we are going back to. Tallow is what they used hundreds of years ago. And, we go back to the 50s and 60s was when the grocery stores really became popular, and people started going to grocery stores, where before that it was always farms. So now we're into back to the farms. Agritourism. I mean, I love the fact that a lot of these farms now, there's one in Brooksville, that they are now doing like concerts, and they'll bring in like a 90s country music singer, and you can bring your chair and you pay your ticket and you park yourself right there, and you get to listen to, people singing in a farm.
Is it the Olive Grove?
No, it's actually called Whitehead Farms.
Ooh, I love that there are multiple farms doing concerts.
Oh, yeah, there's tons of them.
How fun is that?
There's one up in Oxford, Florida called Brown and Brown. Oh, my gosh. They have a little country store, and they do a huge fall festival, and they do concerts. But listen, I love me some junk in the trunk up there. They have something where everybody comes, and they have between 300 and 500 vendors, and they set up all their wares. It's like a huge garage sale / vintage stuff. And man, if I don't leave there with a truckload of stuff for myself.
That's my dream. Oh man, I love this. Okay, Florida is like the gift that keeps on giving, because on the surface you have like your theme parks and those kind of places to visit. But then under the surface you have this whole culture of farms and agro-tourism and just different places to visit. It's fun. I mean, you've named probably 10 places to go explore just in the couple minutes we've been chatting. So for the listener, I would love for you to just pick out one. You know, you're listening right now, you pick out one thing that you want to explore, or one product that you want to go and either grow or, you know, seek out on FarmPixie. I just think that's so cool.
And permaculture, and that's the other thing, is that we're adding the events part, so you'll have classes. So people can go learn how to do sourdough bread if they choose to. They can go do goat yoga, because they'll find a place that they, you know, you can go on social media and type in goat yoga and you'll find something. But there's a lot of other classes out there, like learning how to make your own skincare, learning how to can your own food, people want to know these types of things. They're learning. They want to get back to the basics of not having to buy a product.
Yes.
And it's the pride that you have when you make it and you share it with your family. Like,
yes.
I remember you talking about making your own vanilla. Mm-hmm. I made that for everybody for Christmas as well.
I have some in my closet right now. I'll shake it up once a week. Yep. And then in December, I'm ready to give it out as holiday gifts. And the thing I have to remind myself is the big corporations are never going to suggest a solution that doesn't involve buying something from them.
Correct.
They're never going to say, hey, Kim, you have everything you need at home. Or, you know what, in your neighborhood, there's everything you need. You don't have to buy anything from us because that doesn't make them any money.
Correct.
Yeah. So we just have to keep reminding ourselves that. And listen, I do plenty of shopping at the big box stores too.
I mean, listen, we all do. We all do. There's no doubt.
But, you know, start small. Okay, so for someone listening who thinks this is great, but I'm somebody who gets my beef tallow fries from a fast food restaurant, I don't even have time to like microwave something. How can I start small?
Easy. Just go on to farmpixie.com and type in your zip code and find something that's local. You might find that, you know, if you're having autoimmune problems, or if you're having things like that you are concerned about, or maybe if it's your children, or maybe it's your spouse or a significant other, you can kind of go through and say, okay, let's eliminate some of these things out of our diet. And how do these foods help us? How do these foods harm us? It's very simple. Plus, there's a lot of people out there now that are willing to do like a farm-to-table dinner for you. So if you don't have the time, they will provide those types of things. And more in Central Florida than in the Tampa market, but there are a few out there in Central Florida. I don't know if they're gearing towards more of Orlando, but it's out that direction. That is actually our goal with our farm, is we want to do farm-to-table dinners.
Oh, I love that.
To provide for the local farms. And this is the other thing that people don't realize, is that everybody wants to keep Florida to Florida, like old Florida. It's never going to be old Florida. But once you take away pasture and you take away farmland and you build upon it, you're never going to get it back. And if you are buying direct from the farms, then you are keeping Florida more rural and old. So you're having to put money back into your community. If you are, I wouldn't say against development, because development's going to happen regardless. If you want to keep food local, you need to buy direct from your farmers, because they're going to get more of the capital share of financial means to do that, and then they will stay in business. So they won't sell to a developer.
Yeah, you're voting with your dollar. Mm-hmm. I love that. I love this idea and the fact that it's free, so thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Amazing. This was great.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Kim Kenney is the founder of FarmPixie. She shared a couple of her favorite farm fresh recipes with us, including slow cooker coq au vin, roasted Seminole pumpkin and Roselle pumpkin bread, and baked Seminole pumpkin crumble. Those all sound so cozy and Florida fall. You'll find them all on our website, thezestpodcast.com. I'm Dalia Colon. I produce The Zest with Andrew Lucas and Alexandria Ebron. The Zest is a production of WUSF, copyright 2025, part of the NPR network.